I've made 5 rum fashioned cocktails. Does the price of the rum matter? Well, quite simply, yes and no. You see, for me, I actually think it's down to the amount of sugar that you add for your own personal taste and the length of time it takes you to stir it, the amount of dilution you add to the cocktail. I mean, let's take these 5 rum fashions. They all range in price. Down here, I've got Havana Especial, which is £19 a bottle. The next one up here, I've got Chairman's Reserve Original, which is £25 a bottle. And then in the middle, I've got El Dorado 8-year-old, which is traditionally roughly about £30. And then these two up this end, I've got Bacardi 10-year-old in there, which is traditionally about £40 a bottle. And then the final one up here, we've gone for the big 5-0, which is Plantation XO. But crucially, here's how I've made them, all identical apart from the rum. I've basically done 50 ml of rum. I've then done 15 ml of, I keep calling it Demerara, but brown cane sugar. So 15 ml to 50 ml of booze. And then I've used 2 dashes of my favourite bitters, which are these, the Miss Betty's aromatic bitters. And by the way, stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to give you my top 5 rum fashion riffs. 5 rum fashions that you definitely need to try at home. Now back to these. I've stirred these equally for about 30 seconds. I did time it on there, so 30 seconds each. So you've got that bit much of dilution, plus obviously that 15 ml of sugar syrup in here. Now, I'm not going to deny all of these, they do taste pretty good. They were pretty good rum fashions. If I went out and one of these was served up to me, I would quite happily drink it. But I'll be honest, for my personal taste, they're all a little bit too sweet. And they do actually mask the characteristics of the rums. And this is the funny thing, I actually think I would have a hard time picking the cheap rum and picking the expensive rum out of this. Because basically what we've done, Havana Especial is not my favourite rum. It's a decent rum and coke rum, but not for drinking neat. But what we've done, we've sweetened it up to mask all those things that I don't really like about it. And then by complete contrast, we've added too much sugar to the Plantation XO, which again masks all the things I really do like about it. The only slight differences that I can really pick out is that there is that sort of tropically fruit sort of aftertaste coming off that one. But a big standout, not standout as in I really, really like it, but a big standout in bold flavour is that 8-year-old El Dorado. I think if I really took my time with that, or a little bit longer than the sort of 30 seconds I've given myself here, I think I would if you told me that there was a Demerara El Dorado rum in here, I think I would pick that out. But I'll be completely honest, the 19-pound Havana Especial and the 40-pound Bacardi 10-year-old, I don't think I would pick them. So there's 2 arguments to be had there, really. Adding more sugar kind of makes a cheaper rum better in a rum fashion, or if better is the right word, more drinkable, we should say. But also adding too much sugar to an expensive rum kind of takes away the nuances and why you'd have an expensive rum in the first place. And let me emphasise the point, if all 5 of those were neat in front of me, without the bitters, without the sugar, I'd be pretty confident in tasting the difference. I'd be definitely confident in picking a Havana Especial there, and I'd be 100% confident picking the Plantation XO without a shadow of a doubt. But that 15 ml of sugar and that 30 seconds of stirring has taken away everything I want from the rum. So when we're adding that much sugar and that much dilution, does the price of the rum really matter? No. Now let's take these rum fashions. Again, the same 5 rums. So we've got Havana Especial, we've got Chairman's Reserve, we've got El Dorado 8-year-old, we've got Bacardi 10-year-old, and we've got Plantation XO. Same 50 ml of rum. But now what I've done, I've only used a bar spoon, which is 5 ml. So we've left 10 ml less of the brown sugar syrup. So 10 ml less of that. And again, same amount of Angostura, or same amount of aromatic bitters, I should say. But now I've only stirred for 15 seconds, so half the amount of time. And this is where the massive difference is. Because the less dilution and just a tiny bit of sugar has what I would call accentuated the flavour profiles of the better rums, but not masked the poorer quality of the worst rum, if you like. For instance, the Havana Especial, I really don't like that. It's complete contrast to the one with 15 ml of sugar syrup. That 10 ml of sugar syrup and the extra 15 seconds of dilution stirring makes a completely different drink. I mean, if you served that up to me, I'd be pretty confident in saying that was quite a cheap rum in there. And to be completely honest, while the Chairman's Reserve is better than the Havana Especial, it's still not in what I would term in this league up here. There is a complete difference between this and that. And tasting those two side by side, you can instantly tell that they are completely different styles of rum. A Barbados rum versus Bacardi, essentially, versus Puerto Rico, or that inherent English style of rum versus the Spanish style of rum, because there isn't much in there to mask the quality. So in a nutshell, as I say time and time and time again, it really does depend on your palate. Everyone's palate is completely different. But if you do make it too sweet, even for your own palate, if you would normally need 15 ml of sugar syrup and you add 25 ml, for example, you know, that making it too sweet does make a poorer rum taste all right, but takes away the quality of a decent, expensive rum. For me, if you are using those expensive rums, do not drown it out in sugar. Right then, as promised, my top 5 or 5 rum fashion riffs that I think you need to try at home. So obviously with the cocktail within three ingredients, they are 3 ingredients that can easily be played about with. First up, the rum. The most obvious thing, any rum is going to taste completely different in a rum fashion. Then of course we've got the sweetener, and you could go for any kind of flavored sugar syrup in here, or even liqueurs, even such things like falernum and stuff like that as well. And when it comes to the bitters, you may be able to see them down there, but as a lot of you know, I've got at least sort of 50 odd different bitters down there. Now let's face it, the rum fashioned, or even the old fashioned, the whiskey version, did come about when pretty much Angostura were the only kind of bitters on the market. And these are Angostura bitters, the actual bottles at the other studio for drink stuff. But if you still want to use aromatic bitters in your rum fashion, as I say, there's multiple different brands. These are the 3 I have here. I've even got a funny feeling that Fee Brothers have got aromatic bitters as well. I think you'll find possibly 6, 7 different brands of aromatic bitters. But don't forget, Peychaud's are aromatic bitters as well. Angostura, and as I say, my aromatic bitters that I prefer to use, which is Mosbetter's bitters. So here are my top 5 rum fashion riffs. But let's be honest, with the collection I've got here, there are thousands upon thousands of different riffs here. I could do a different rum fashioned every single day of the week and still be going in 10 years' time. So at number 5, I'm going to give you a tropical rum fashioned. And why not white rum? Who says you can't use white rum in a rum fashioned? So why not plantation? 3 stars is perfect for this. Guava syrup. I love the guava syrup. As I've said previously, I do think Monin have delisted their guava syrup, but there's others out there. But then, of course, we've got Mosbetter's pineapple and star anise bitters. Very different to something like that, but it is a rum fashion for all intensive purposes. So that would be my tropical, but riff that out, passion fruit, mango, whatever takes your fancy. And then at number 4, I'm going for a Jamaican rum fashion. I'm going to accentuate the banana vibes you would get in the sort of a Jamaican rum. So I've gone Plantation Zymaca there. I've kept the sugar the same, so Demerara sugar, but then these brand new Mosbetter's bitters, banana and bergamot. Bergamot is just kind of like an Italian citrus fruit, if you like. So yeah, you could swap that Smith and Cross, other Jamaican rums, you go for your life. But remember, this is inspiration. The banana-y vibes off that, and the banana bitters the flavour coming off those, just an amazing kind of Jamaican banana-y kind of rum fashioned. Then number 3, I've gone for a coffee rum fashioned. I've made loads of these. I really love this. So Black Tears, an unsweetened Cuban spiced rum. The 3 flavours in that are coffee, is cacao and like a pepper. So it's a tiny bit of spice bite to it. But again, paired with Demerara, because I just want the coffee kind of do the work. But then the Cafe Madras bitters from Mosbetter's bitters accentuate those coffee notes. It's a stunning after dinner kind of coffee rum fashioned. Amazing. Then at number 2, I absolutely adore this combination as well. I kind of call it a chocolate rum fashion. You could call it a Nutella rum fashion. There's a couple of different ways you can even do that as well. But I've got Belgrove's. It's kind of unsweetened hazelnut, but you do get lovely chocolate vibes off that rum as well. Call it a Nutella rum. So we've got Belgrove hazelnut there. Gone Muscovado. I do like Muscovado, but you really don't want any more than sort of 5 ml of that. The lusciousness of there. You could go the agave in there as well. Agave will kind of accentuate that. But then obviously chocolate bitters. Angostura do some, but I love these. And then at number 1, Jesus, this is so much fun. A cola rum fashioned. Adore this. You can play about with your rums in here. It doesn't matter too much, but you just want something that would work really, really well as a rum and coke. And then I'm just using a plain cane sugar for this because I don't want any kind of flavours to kind of conflict with the cola. The cola bitters in here from Ms. Better's Bitters, just that. Anything kind of rum that you would use rum and cokey, those bitters, it's just a stunning short rum. It's a cola rum fashion. It is stunning. I promise you, try it. Now, if you've loved this video and you want to watch another cocktail, tiki rum cocktail deep dive, then dive into that video right there.